Hi, everybody. We are Cindy and Sandy, your two co-race directors of the Endurance Event Productions race series, which includes the upcoming Kawartha Sun Run, which is happening in just over a week on Sunday, June 22nd. This is the first year for this race, and Sandy and I are really excited to see you guys all at Garnet Graham Beach Park in Fenelon Falls to run this fast, flat, and scenic course, just like all of our races are. It runs along the lakeshore for part of it, and it's just beautiful. And that's how it ended up happening, is we just went for a run one day, went on this trail and thought, man, like why do we not have a race here? It's beautiful. So here we are, and we're really excited, as I said earlier, to see you guys all there and get to experience the event. So we are here today to talk about your athlete guide, which we sent out to you by email yesterday. Your athlete guide, for those of you that haven't raced with us before, we always send one out before an event with basically everything you need to know from start to finish for race week, including kit pickup locations, what you need to do to prepare for the event, what to expect on race day. So take a look through that, even if you think you know everything already and you already have your plan. Open up that athlete guide link and read it from cover to cover. I'm sure that you'll find something in there that you hadn't thought of, that you will think that you wish you knew. So we'll take you through that cover to cover today by voice. And you've got a link to it in your email, and it's linked to our race roster page for you to go and look back on and read through as well.
Right. So first of all, we certainly want to thank the town of Fenelon Falls and the city of Kawartha Lakes, because we've got a really warm welcome from them this year. So that's terrific. We've got lots of sponsors helping us out. You may be familiar with SEAL Performance Training, doing some prizing. 93.7 K Country Radio will be there doing a live broadcast, as well as on the course to play some music and keep you guys pumped up. Athletic Brewing will be on site in the party afterwards for doing some dry sampling of their non-alcoholic beer. Water Depot is a local water supply place in the area, and they're providing us with all the water and ice on the course, which would be great. The Spire Bakeries, once again, will be giving us bagels for the finish line. Loblaws locally is also giving us some things for the finish line to rehydrate you and keep you going. The Well Body Group is a local clinic, and they're going to be on site doing post-race massage, which is always great for people who are needing that. As well as the Big Event Floral. They're going to be having some flowers on site, so you can have your athletic supporters can buy you some flowers to celebrate your run, which is terrific. We've got some prizing coming in from Waterbridge Chocolate Cafe, which is a local bar, brewery, restaurant nearby, which is terrific. The Locker at the Falls is a restaurant which is, you'll pass by it as you come in, and they're offering a 15% discount on race day. So if you're running that race and you can show your race bib or your medal, they'll give you 15% off a main food menu item there, which is great support. What else have we got there? White Cottage Cafe is a little cafe that you'll pass by if you're parking at the community center. You'll walk right by it, and they're going to open at 5:30 in the morning for you, so that you can get in there, get a coffee or a snack or whatever you need, so that you're ready to roll. And Celeplate, once again, is offering a ribbon clip that you can order, so that you can have your name and your official time for the race sent out to you a week afterwards. So we've got some great support for this race. These are just some of them, but please, take a look at some of these and make sure that you support these organizations, because they're really great for supporting us.
Yeah, I think that was the list of those that are going to be on site. There's lots of sponsors and supporters that are not going to be on site. And so in that guide, in that sponsor picture, all those logos are there as well. And, they have helped us a ton. Putting on an event like this not only takes tons of time, it also takes a lot of money. And all of these companies help us put this all together and have this available for you guys to run. So like Sandy said, support them if and when you can. So starting on Monday, your race week, your kit pickups start. And so people who are new to racing, what is your kit? Do I need one? Your kit is basically your bib number with your chip to get your time, and your race t-shirt, as well as a couple of different things from different sponsors. So yes, you need to pick up your race kit. You need to have your bib number. You can't take part in the race unless you have your bib number. So a couple of different options for you on how to and where to get that. So starting on Monday, so June 16th, from 5 p.m. to 7 p.m., there's a kit pickup in Lindsay, and that's at CrossFit Lindsay, and you'll find them at 205 St. George Street. And then on Thursday next week, Thursday, June 19th, from 4 till 7, there's a kit pickup in Toronto at Culture Athletics, and you'll find them at 972 Queen Street East. And then if you're local or you're coming in for the weekend, you can pick up your race kit on Saturday in Fenelon Falls, right at Garnet Graham Beach Park, right where the race start finish line is, from 11 to 2. And just a note about that, initially we planned on having that Saturday pickup at the public library in Fenelon Falls, but they've got some construction going on there that's lasting longer than they thought it would. So it's no longer at the library, it's just down the road at Garnet Graham Beach Park, again, where your race start finish line is. So it's a perfect opportunity to come down and take a look around, think about how your race morning is going to work, you know, experience the park before early in the morning on Sunday. When you come to kit pickup, a couple of things that you need to know. One is you need to know your bib number. So on the race roster page, near the top right, you'll see a tab that says bib lookup. Go there, click that link, type in your name, and your bib number will pop up. You need to know that bib number or we can't give you your bib, okay? Second, you need to have your waiver done on race roster. And if you registered yourself for this race, you will have done that waiver when you registered. If someone else registered you, you will have had to claim that registration and do your waiver through a link in your email when you got registered. If you didn't, that's okay. What you can do now is go ahead and log into your race roster page. You'll see your registration for Kawartha Sun Run, and you'll see an alert there that says, you know, waiver needs to be done or something like that. So just click that and complete that waiver. That waiver has to be done before we can give you your bib number. If you can't make it to any of these kit pickups, you can have somebody pick up your kit for you. That's totally fine. But what you need to do is make sure that person knows your bib number. And again, make sure that waiver's done and make sure they've got email permission from you that is saying, yes, you have permission to pick up my bib number. We don't need that email, so don't email it to us, email it to them. And they should be able to show that to us when they arrive for pickup. If they arrive for pickup and we see that you have not done your waiver, we cannot give them your bib number. So know that. And just be ready with both of those things done. If you are running with a running group or you have a team that's entered in the race and you have somebody coming to pick up all of those bibs all at once, that's great. But what you could do that would help us out a lot is send us an email beforehand, like in the days beforehand, to kawarthasunrun@gmail.com and give us a list of those names and bib numbers so that we can prepare that ahead of time for you. If you've got like 8 or 10 people or more that you're picking up for all at once, it'll just make it faster for you on race day, and it'll make it nicer for the people behind you in line to not have to wait while we fill those bibs. And then on race morning, if you can't make any of those, race morning we do have a VIP kit pickup, which is not open to everyone. You actually have to sign up for that and purchase that through the race roster page. So if you know you cannot pick up your race kit before race day, go on the Kawartha Sun Run race roster page and you'll see, again, near the top right, a link that says store. Click that and you can purchase race day kit pickup. And that is also available to anyone who had chosen to have their bibs and race kit mailed to them. So you will have received an email if you had chosen to have it mailed, and you will know that we are not mailing them because of all the talk about Canada Post going on strike and just the questions around that. We decided it wasn't our best move to put those in the mail and have them stuck in the mail or getting to you late. So instead, if you had that bib mail out option, you're able to pick up your race kit on race morning. And when you arrive at the park, you'll see where that is. The park is small. There is a map in your athlete guide, but in case anything changes, it'll be easy to see where that is. Just leave yourself a little bit of time. So don't show up at the last minute expecting to be the first person in line to pick up your race number. Leave yourself some extra time so you're not stressed and you have time to wait for a bit and until it's your turn to pick up.
And that's between 6 and 7:30. So the race starts at 8. We're going to be closing that down at 7:30. So make sure you do get there on time to do that pickup.
And if it was me, if I was racing and I was picking up my race bib on race morning, I'd say, great, I have this ability to pick up race morning, but like I'm going to be first in line, so I don't have to stress about it at all. I have time to get my race number, I have time to get myself organized, go to the bathroom, like whatever you need to do, and just not have any stress. So arrive early, be smart. It's going to be a nice day. It'll be a nice place to hang out and just let your brain chill once you get that.
Exactly. So last minute registrations. We are keeping registration open until Saturday, June 21st at noon. And so if you're doing that, you certainly need to be able to have your race kit pickup options available to you in terms of either picking up Saturday or purchasing that VIP morning kit pickup in order to do that.
Mhm.
All right, planning ahead for race day. So before you head off, check your closets, check your basement, check your garage. If you have used shoes, and they don't have to be running shoes, but if they're shoes that are still in decent condition and fairly clean, bring them along, because BioPet is going to be there with bins for to collect shoes for Souls. And those go to, it's a charity, and they donate all those shoes to different locations in the world where footwear is not accessible to people. So please do that. The other thing that we are raising money for, our charity of choice for this race, is the Kawartha Lakes Food Source. And so you can make an online donation. You can bring non-perishable food goods or personal hygiene products. They'll be collecting at the park. Or you can make a donation at the park with cash, or you can tap. So please support the charities there. We know that the community food scarcity can be a real problem in different communities, and this particular charity feeds an awful lot of people who are in the Kawartha Lakes region, not just Fenland Falls. Want to talk about parking?
Yes. So parking is a really important topic to read about, pay attention to, and make a plan for. We are having about 700 athletes and their supporters, our race event staff, arrive in a small town. So we need to be smart about how we manage traffic flow and where we put everybody race morning. So your best bet for parking on race morning is actually at the Fenland Falls Community Center, which is a short walk from the park. So try not to actually drive on the streets toward the park. Instead, head right to the Fenland Falls Community Center. And the address of that is 27 Veterans Way. You'll have about 1.5 kilometers to walk from there, or it's a perfect warm-up jog for your race. It just, again, earlier I talked about show up early to pick up your race kit, don't have that stress. Same thing with parking. Just get yourself parked there. It's a big lot. There's lots of space. And then, ease your way to the race site without having to worry about being stuck in traffic, not finding parking, not being able to get out because there's too many cars coming in. Park there, walk or jog to the race site. Alternatives to that, if you are stuck, you can park on most of the community streets. But again, there's 700 people coming in plus our staff. Think about how that's going to be on those city streets if we all try to do that. Do that if that's, your only option, or you're running late and can't absolutely not take that time to walk from the community center. And we do have another lot that we have permitted, but it's not big. So don't make that your first choice either, unless you're showing up at 6 a.m. And that lot is actually the old Fenland Falls Community Center lot. And you will find the address of that in your athlete guide and on the race roster page. So that's just behind the public library.
There's also a little bit of paid parking, like green pea type parking in the area, and some street parking. But you'll find that when you get there, getting over the bridge over the falls is where all the bottleneck will happen. So that's a great idea just to go to the community center. When you're doing that walk over, it's about a 20-minute walk, and you'll be passing White Cottage Cafe, which would be open at 5:30, so you can get your coffee and have a nice stroll, see the beautiful falls, and then come into the race park area. And then you've got a nice walk back past the Locker Restaurant, on the way back. So it's a really good option for you for doing that.
Yep. The one other thing is, I know when I GPS my way to Garnet Graham Beach Park, sometimes it takes me on this road called Water Street once I get into Fenland Falls. So it takes me to Fenland and then tells me to go on Water Street. Do not do that. Water Street is a dead end, and it's very narrow. And if you get stuck at the end of it, it's going to be really difficult to get turned around and out of there if there are cars, following their GPS and going down Water Street. So something for you all to keep in mind: do not go on Water Street from the main street in Fenland. You're going to go down Francis or Bond Street if you're going by vehicle. If you're walking, by all means, walk on Water Street. It's beautiful. It's right along the water.
Yeah, and it goes by the museum, and it's very scenic. But refer to the athlete guide. There are 2 maps in there that show you where the parking is, and that's your best bet there.
Yeah.
So your race start is at 8 a.m. That's for the half marathon. We'll be doing 3 waves of half marathon start, all a few minutes apart. The race announcer will be starting at 7:30 to be giving you directions, but he'll be calling the half marathoners to the chute, and then we'll be calling the 10K and then the 5K runners. We do it like that, stack everybody up so that there's less congestion on the course when you're going out and back, so that hopefully you're not running into each other. So as I mentioned before, the Well Body group will be there doing massage afterwards, and Big Event Floral will be there selling flowers. So those are 2 things to watch out for. Drop off your shoes. When you arrive at the park, there'll be portlets. There's also some washrooms in a building there, so there's different washroom options. You can do a bag check. We'll have that set up. You can check out the EAP booth, which will have race merch for sale before and after the race, as well as a discount on some of our other races in the year. So that's all stuff that you can do while you're waiting for the race to get started.
Yeah. And know that half marathon starts at 8, and like Sandy said, the 10 and 5 are afterwards. They're very close afterwards. So if you're in the 10K, don't take your time getting to the park. Just make sure you're there and ready to go at 8, because it's only going to be a few minutes before you're heading out as well.
Everybody will be on the course by 8:15.
Yeah,
basically, right?
Yeah.
So, sorry, go ahead.
I was going to talk about the course.
Yay.
Okay, I didn't know if you had something to add before that.
Go for it.
The course is beautiful, like I started this conversation with. It runs along the Victoria Rail Trail, which is basically a gravel, hard-packed trail. It's just like a road. It's fast and flat, like we said. Don't picture an actual trail race. It's basically a road race on a gravel road. Okay. Runs along the water for much of it. And then some of it is out in the forest. So it's beautiful. There's some cottages along the way. I'm sure some of those are people's houses, but just really scenic. So remember, even though you're racing and you're trying to go fast, just take a look around and take in some of the scenery as well. Some important things are we're going out and back on that rail trail. So you do want to make sure that you stay to the right-hand side of the trail, because there will be people coming back in the other direction. That's number 1. And number 2 is, if you're running some of the longer races in particular, you're probably taking some gels or some bars or some sort of nutrition. We definitely do not want to have any of the garbage from that left out on this trail. It's beautiful and it's always clean. I've never seen a piece of garbage on this trail, so let's not be the first group of people to leave it out there. If you take your gel, take your bar, put that garbage in your pocket. Do not throw it out. There'll be aid stations every 2.5K. Those are going to have Gatorade and water. And there's going to be course marshals as well out there on the course. There's some places where the trail intersects with a road. Most of them are small roads. There's 1 or 2 that are going to have a little bit more traffic on. So there's marshals out there, and their job is to make sure that traffic stops and lets you go through. That being said, as a responsible person, you want to always just keep your eyes open when you're going through those intersections and just make sure that there's no vehicle coming. So, that's the marshals are going to be working on that, but it's also our responsibility as runners out there on the path to just pay attention and make sure that we're not running into oncoming traffic. what else do I want to say? If you're not feeling good out there, those marshals are the people to tell as well. So if you feel anything, you feel unwell in any way, shape, or form, let a marshal know. They'll be able to contact a course director or medical or whoever needs to be contacted to help you out. Whether it's just, staying with you and giving you some electrolytes until you're ready to continue, or whether it's, loading you up in the gator and taking you back to the starting line, or something more serious if we need to get like a 911 call or something like that out there. So if you don't feel good, tell a marshal. If you see somebody else that doesn't look good, tell a marshal. Let's help each other out and make sure that we all stay safe out there.
Mm-hmm. The other thing that you should know is we do have medical out there. So there'll be a gator team. There'll be a couple of bikes. There will be at the finish line, we'll have medical. So we really do take it seriously to make sure that everyone is safe and gets back in a good shape. You'll also find that there are portalettes or portable toilets at each of the 8 stations. So if you run into trouble that way, they're out there. You don't have to run into the woods. Anything else about the course? Mostly it's about pay attention to who's coming behind you and who's coming from ahead of you. We do not have exclusive use of that course. So you may find that there are people walking their dogs, or there may be people on their bikes. We do have signs saying that there is a race in progress. So hopefully people be respectful of that. But we don't have exclusive use. So if it's a shared course. So be mindful. And particularly if you are running a little bit slower or walking the course a little bit slower, please don't walk in a group of 5 people, because you've got people trying to get past you from behind and people coming from ahead. We also do have lead bikes for the lead runners. So you'll want to make sure you're paying attention to those bikes coming along, just to get out of their way, so that the people who are looking to medal have the opportunity to do so.
And on that note, Enfield Timing is our timing company. So they'll be doing your race timing, and your awards will be done in 10-year increments. So we'll have the overall awards for each event: half marathon, 10K, 5K, first, second, third, male, female, and then we'll have age group awards in 10-year increments. So, and stick around if you think that you won an award, or if you want to see if you won an award, because awards will be given out on race day. They won't be mailed out afterwards. There's some pretty cool prizes from some of the local businesses and culture athletics as well. So stick around if you think that you may have won a prize. Stick around anyway to cheer on the people that did win a prize, and just have a great day out there in the park. Yeah, that park has a lot to offer, so we want you to bring your family.
Yeah, there's a great playground for the kids. I tried out all the swings and stuff. We were up there. It was fun.
There's a playground, there's a volleyball court, there's a splash pad, there's a beautiful beach. You can bring your swimsuit, jump in the lake after. So it's going to be nice. The weather forecast right now is 23 degrees, sunshine, no wind. So it's a perfect day to hang out at the beach for the afternoon. So bring the family if you don't plan to stay yourself, and just enjoy an afternoon in Fenland Falls.
Exactly. The one thing about timing and photography, your bib is the key thing here. So on the back of your bib will be a little styrofoam tab. That's your timing chip. So make sure that you don't do anything to that, because that's how we're going to know what your race time is. But also wear that bib so it's visible on the front of you, because your race number is going to be the way that you can search for your photograph afterwards. The photographs by Cheliak Photography are going to be provided free. We'll be sending a link probably the day after the race out to everybody so that you can find your photos. But if you've got your race bib covered up by something or behind you or whatever, you're going to be searching through a lot of photographs to find yourself. So make sure that bib is visible and not destroyed.
Great. And Sandy said thank you to the community when we started, and thank you to the volunteers. We've worked really hard at gathering an amazing group of volunteers for this event. Many of them are coming from pretty far away. Like, you have volunteers that are driving 2+ hours on race morning to be there for 6:30 in the morning to support you guys. And, we feel really thankful to have people like that in our life that would do that to help make this first year's event a success. So while you're out there, put a smile on, enjoy the experience, and make sure you say thank you to those volunteers as you pass them out on the course and as you see them and accept your medal and food at the finish line, bag check. Most of those people are volunteering for this event. So we appreciate them, and please say thank you to them while you're out there.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. And if you've got a run crew, if you're running with a group and they're coming up to support you and cheer for you, feel free. You can bring a flag or a tent and set it up in the park and have your own little area to touch base, whatever. But if you're also bringing up extra people, consider having them come out and volunteer. It's a really great way to give back to the run community, but it's also very inspirational for people. When you watch people racing, it's a whole, even if you're not a runner, it's really fulfilling. And we hear this all the time. So many people come out and find that they just felt so good watching these people doing things that maybe they aren't willing to do, but it certainly is fulfilling activity. So we're always happy to have more volunteers come out. So if they're coming out and they just want to sign up that day, let us know. We can use them. Okay.
Yep, 100%. So we look forward to seeing you all in Fenland Falls next Sunday, not this Sunday, next Sunday, June 22nd.
Yeah.
And then after that, if you're looking for something to do, or if you can't make this race and you want to do something different, we have our next race in Georgina, the Georgina Marathon and Half Marathon on September 7th. And after that, we've got another half marathon, 10K, 5K in Oakville. It's called the Nutrients Oakville 21.1 on October 5th. So we look forward to seeing you all in Fenland Falls and then hopefully in Georgina and or Oakville after that. Happy training. Enjoy the rest of your taper. Make sure you're drinking lots of water, eating lots of good food, getting some extra rest. We hope you guys have an awesome day on Sunday, June 22nd. If you have any questions that we didn't cover, feel free to send us an email, kawarthasunrun@gmail.com.